What's up, guys? Scorpion K3 here, and we're back with yet another new series. This time, it'll be Wizard of Legend Wednesdays. Now, Wizard of Legend is a great game. It's a fairly fast-paced game, but also somewhat slow in its own sneaky sort of way without telling you. The main mechanic is you use these arcanas to do different spells and abilities, and you can see that guy showing them off down there. But we will get to learn and develop our own playstyle because there's lots of different ways of playing. And these are the bosses we will be facing. They're all elemental and such. This game has an elemental balancy shenanigan thing, and it should be a lot of fun. They give us a bit of a tutorial mode thingy here. Don't fall into pits. Pits hurt. And as you can see, all your abilities have cooldowns. There are elemental varieties, as I said earlier, and you can tell but what each area is. Like, this is the fiery biome, so generally for fiery things, I think you want to use ice. I don't remember precisely what you want to use in... Yeah, I don't remember precisely what you want to use in what areas, but I'll remember as I play more, but it's all pretty self-explanatory, quick, easy, cool stuff. It's really tons of fun. I'm just terrible at explaining it, I guess. It'll be more fun if we just get into it once we get through the little tutorial zone. All those things say different things, and I have already done this tutorial once upon a time, so I'm not going to go around and read everything. Not my cup of tea. So we're going to try and go ahead and jump in as quick as we can. I'm not going to limit my recording time at all. My goal is to get through a run and go on with my business. And we'll see where things end up. Now, this game is pretty brutal and pretty unforgiving, if I'm being honest. And I approve of that. I like the challenge. It makes life's more interesting when it's not a cakewalk, in my opinion. Now, I'm buying some cards to alter my playstyle. And as you buy new things, you can equip them to get rid of that little exclamation point, really. It's the only reason why I'm doing it. And I have a playstyle I think is good. Everyone, I feel, will develop their own unique methodology in playstyle. I tend to favor stun locking and things that help facilitate good control. I like crowd control, because when you don't get crowd control, you get hurt a lot. Now, as you can see up here in the map, there's a percentage, and you want to clear 100% of the map and also get rid of 100% of the enemies, because it'll affect your life once you get down to the boss area. If you don't clear all the enemies, then things will be harder for you in the boss. You can dodge around and you have invulnerability frames while you're dodging, but do your best not to get hit, because it hurts, as you would expect violence to be. And see how those numbers are orange? It means they're getting critted, which means well, it doesn't mean they're getting crit. They're weak to that element. So ice guys are weak to electricity. We'll want to remember stuff like that, because you want to take advantage of elemental weaknesses wherever possible. You won't always have the opportunity depending on your loadout, and you never know which area is going to be first. There's 3 areas: the ice, there's the fire, and the earth. And they randomly switch up, so you never really know who you're going to face until you say, let's go. So you could prepare a loadout expecting to face the ice lady first and roll the fire lady. So you just kind of got to go with whatever works for you, figure out your playstyle, and have fun. That's really what this game is about. Is, as you can see, I've lost a fair bit of health already, but I'm not at all discouraged. This game, you'll spend a lot of time switching between taking life with low health and trying to mitigate your health loss, and it's a really weird balancing act. And I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but in this top corner, as you attack, you build up a meter, and if you fill it up to full, you will start glowing white, like I am now, and then you will unlock your Q attack becomes super powered. So before I shot just a single fireball, now I shoot 3, and they're more powerful than the individual version. So that's kind of like, you fight things, charge up your attack, and then you unleash your powerful ones. And you shock the crap out of the jerks. Now the control is octo-directional, so you can really get some shenanigans movements going, because the world is kind of built on a grid. So you have to kind of balance dealing with how to dodge properly in the world's limitations, and it's just, I think, a lot of fun. Now, these runs don't take too terrible long if you're good. If you're bad, I'm sure they'll take longer, so anyone, when they're first starting out, will, it'll feel like the runs are longer. I'm really not the best at this game, so I don't know for certain that I will make it through a run with a win. I will try my best. But even though I've played this before, I did want to start a new file with you guys so that we're unlocking things together instead of just me showing off, I guess would be the way to phrase it. I want to re-earn my win and re-acquire all the nifty loot I got. Ouch, I'm probably gonna die. This isn't a good looking run. Those spearmen are quite the pain in the butt because they've got that nasty range attack in it. It really hurts your soul. And this, you can see that the enemy icons are all darkened, and this triangle here is all dark, which means we've defeated all the enemies, but we also want to get 100% exploration. I mean, A, so that we have discovered everything, and B, so we can find all the shops. Now this is a temptation because it's an enhanced version of our current attack. This doesn't stay. Any cards you buy in here are not permanent, so you have to remember that. Don't expect to buy something down here in the dungeon and then be able to equip it in the surface world. They're basically separate. So that's something to remember. I am going to get that. And then I'm going to go over here to the trinket guy. And as much as I don't want to, I'm going to buy some health so I don't die horribly too early, so that this run lasts a little bit longer. So I'd like to at least make it to the first boss so I can show you guys what the boss fights are like. Now, if I make it through the second floor, that would be nice, but I'm going to definitely try and make it through the first. Ugh, don't do that. You feel dumb. So now we have the floor 100% searched, and we have all the enemies killed, so we're time for our boss fight. When he is yellow, he takes reduced damage, so you want to avoid his attacks. He kind of really shows him off, so just be aware of his movements, and do be aware that if you fight the Crash Knight on the first floor, his attack behaviors will be different than if you fight him on the second or third floor. Don't ever assume that the boss will be the same on the different floors, because you will get hilariously injured. And you don't want to get hilariously injured, because that hurts. But we're on to the second floor. Some runs feel like they just flow better and you get better luck. And sometimes it feels like everything in the world is conspiring against you and you die a horrible, painful death. Or you do something stupid like that. Sometimes the horrible, painful death is self-inflicted, and all you can do is cry a little. Oh, and if you get an enemy to fall down a hole, they instantly die. If you fall down a hole, you're okay, but if enemies do it, they die, thankfully. So that's another mechanic you can use. If you have anything that knocks enemies back and there are holes nearby, try and knock enemies into the holes, because they die. And anything that puts an enemy down easier is just that, easier. This guy, if we can inflict enough damage to him, he will reward us, but I don't know if we'll be able to because our our attacks are pretty weak. So we'll have to try again some other time. Because none of the cards for sale are anything we want, so we're just going to have to deal with the whole not being able to beat that guy. He's a piñata that actually wants to be burst open, because he's a weirdo. Bit morbid if you think about it. But really, he's just testing you to see how powerful you are. Ouch. I have this bad habit of dancing between critically low health and I'm okay health. And as you can see, I love things that have crowd control. Ouch. The moment you relent, you get hit. Capitalize on your dodging ability. It's gonna be one of your biggest lifesavers, is learning how to dodge properly and push the boundaries of windows for attacking. If you can get away with it, you'll want to get away with it. If you don't think you can, dodge. You don't want to waste your health on overconfidence or arrogance. You want to make sure you know your mechanics, really. I mean, don't push your luck too much and do the best you can. That was the wrong button. Is it I? Escape? No. Tab, it's tab. As you can see the relics you get. This one reduces all cooldowns, which is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Because cooldowns suck, but I hate tiny rooms like this. I don't know what percent that thing reduces our cooldowns by. I think it's like 10% or something, but either way, our next little boss fight is here. Unfortunately, my surge attack got interrupted rudely. Strafe Archer isn't too bad as long as you can stay out of his archery, really. That was rude, game. I hit him with that attack. I don't care if you don't agree with that. And you can see the little stars above his head show how long he will remain staggered. So as long as they're spinning above his head, he will remain staggered. Tidal Blast. Oh, that's an alright attack. And now onto our first boss fight. Now the game isn't totally rude. It does give you a little bit of a boon. And in that category, I mean, it offers you some health. Only 75, and it's every boss right before them. They'll offer that little diamond of health. And then it's boss time. And same as with all the other bosses, if you fight them on the first section, and then you fight them again on the second section in a different run, do not be a fool and expect them to be the same. They do change difficulty. They don't actually change their attacks. So, like, this lady has 5 different attacks, I think. But she only uses a certain number of them if she's on the first floor, and a different number if she's on the second floor, and a different number if she's on the third floor. So that has its own learning curve to get used to, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Also, wonderful dad level puns. Avoid the giant sword, avoid the spears, and the rude bubble attack, and then capitalize on her vulnerability. And you want to hit her with just absolutely everything and then get away. 1, 2, and a 3. I hate that attack because it is all encompassing. And after you, this attack, after you get the bosses down to about 50% HP, they'll do a really nasty, powerful attack. I don't like how that attack keeps missing. I think it's rude. Ouch! I don't want to die here. She will almost always use that particular attack as a third attack, so... Yeah, we won our first boss fight. I'm really glad we did that. Now this, the reward you get for beating a boss, you do unlock, if I remember correctly. Let's see what it says. Yes. When it says you can unlock it by talking to Tomi, it means it's actually fully unlocked. So when I get back to the surface, I will be able to equip that item and use it. So on to our next floor, hopefully with more win. That's the goal, is more win. But with my health being as low as it is and me not having an elemental advantage, I'm not so sure. And ouch, it can be just a little unfortunate of a lineup. Things can go just a little wrong. You really don't want to rush from room to room, but you also... I don't think there's any time limit thing, like beat the game in X amount of time to unlock boss. I don't know of any. I'm not saying there isn't, I just don't know of any. Yeah, this might not go so well. If I can keep them stun locked. On the gems, you take back to the surface, but the gold is only good in the dungeons. You don't take the gold home. Ouch! Oh, that was rude, game. But that's okay. Every time you die, you come back, and then you have a new chance to come by new items, new... I really wish I had the money for that. I really like that attack. But you can buy new items, try out new builds, never get stuck in a rut. Don't let yourself... If you're hitting a wall, switch things up entirely. Like, if you're having trouble getting through the floors, change up everything and just try up a completely different build. Obviously, you need to have other things to be able to try out the other things, but don't ever let yourself feel stuck. There's always ways to tweak things, and you can start with different relics and buy different relics to start out with and equip them. And just, I honestly think everyone should just make sure to not let their heads get too clouded by the challenge. Go ahead and just keep trying. This game is all about keep trying, and if you're feeling frustrated or stuck, switch up everything and see how things go. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this new series. I will be releasing it every Wednesday, and hopefully we'll make progress. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.